All right, y'all. Welcome to this week's Wind Down segment. If you haven't heard, this is our new segment on the show. It's exclusively on YouTube, and it's where we continue a conversation that we started on the main show and we didn't fully get to finish out. So we take 15 to 20 minutes here. We invite a former guest to chat with us, and we have some fun. Or not so much fun. It depends on what the topic is. This week, we have the amazing, the fabulous, one of my favorite guests, DJ Bles-sed in the building.
Yo.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
I mean, you look great. This is what the winter does to you. You feel good.
Well, I'm in Mexico right now.
Oh, you're. I saw that you were there. I didn't realize you were still there. Okay.
No, I left. I came back to Montreal for a month, and I just got back.
Oh, okay. So that's what Mexico does to you.
Yeah,
Got you, because you're out here glowing. All right. So today's topic, guys, we want to talk about a little bit about fame, because last week that was something that really stood out to me on the show. Our last episode, One More Lie, we started talking a lot about fame because of the Britney Spears, the new documentary. What's it called, Clarence? I don't know the name of the documentary for those of you who haven't seen it, but it's a new documentary that came out that details basically her rise and her fall in certain industry pitfalls that she had, and then the legal battle that she currently has with her dad, and the issues that she had with Justin Timberlake, and
it's called Framing.
Sorry?
Framing Britney. That's the name.
Framing Britney?
Yeah, Britney Spears.
Okay, yeah. So that's the documentary if you guys haven't seen it. I've heard really good things about it. I still haven't had a chance to check it out, but it really gave us a minute to think and pause about fame in general.
Mm-hmm.
What I was saying on the show is, like, honestly, everybody will handle fame differently, right?
Yeah.
And I think Clarence had mentioned something about, like, you kind of, and tell me if I'm wrong, Clarence, but you kind of have to be ready for it when you enter. This kind of what you said. No?
I'm just saying. No, I was saying that maybe I said it. Maybe it came out wrong the way that I said it last time. But I said that first of all, like you'll get what you're signing for.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
And the other thing too is like you can never get ready. You never know what will happen or whatever. Nobody's ready for fame. But I just feel like sometimes some people they kind of want to be part of certain situation until it gets real and they realize like, oh, you know what, that is not for me. I wasn't built for that. I'm not ready for that and all that. But some people, like, I feel like they are blind because of what they are seeing. They're always going to show you like the nice part of the fame, but they never promote
The tough part.
the tough
The
part.
dark side. Yes.
We always see the dark side of an artist, usually in the news, like for example, Britney Spears or Chris Brown or even Michael Jackson. There's a lot of them I can name. I can go on for days.
Right.
They always show you when they are deep in the hole, but they never show you like what happened for them to actually be that deep in the hole and in the backstage stories or whatever.
Well, that's what I think. Well, I think that the media shows us a lot of the dark side of fame,
Mm.
and the celebrities themselves only show us one perspective of fame because they want to maintain their image.
Mm.
And you'll have people like we've seen it, like you said, you've seen people like Michael Jackson, like Princess Diana, like Britney Spears, like Chris Brown. Like, you've seen fame take a toll on these people
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
that was detrimental, but you'll never see them, like, in public, the face that they have to have is wonderful, right? Like, you still have to, Rihanna still has to smile every single day that she comes out. Beyonce has to be a certain way. Like, you have to keep up this facade, even though behind the scenes that might not be what's happening. Now, do you guys think that the ends justify the means? Like, does fame is yeah, like, is fame worth it based on what they're able to do with it, like riches, influence, etc.?
Depends on what they do with it. If they're doing something that's adding value to the world or to people, and using that influence in a positive way, then it's worth it, because influence is, at the end of the day, it's still power to a certain extent, right?
Right.
Get the platforms, you're able to speak at a certain level, and reach out to people, right? So I think that's why fame, if it's in the right with the right people, and they're doing it in the right way, there could be a lot of good that comes out of it. Like Princess Diana, like being able to
Right.
use that in a good way. So, but of course, there's some people that don't use it in a good way.
I mean, there's some people that don't even want that
Yeah,
burden, as some would say. They don't want to have a responsibility to do anything, quote unquote, good with it. Now, my next question then is that fair for us to require that out of certain people with an influence, right? Because I think I don't remember with who we were speaking with, Clarence, but somebody was like, yes, like you need to know that regardless if you want it or not, it's there and it's gonna come with it. But it's like, is that fair that it should just be there? Because do I want 21 Savage talking to me about, like, political issues and stuff? Like it,
That's my thing, and I always said that, like, if you are out there, like, I don't know, talking about, like, I'm just throwing stuff out there, like, about, like, the Black Lives Matters movement, or like you're talking about politics and all that, like, keep that same energy. But so these people at the end that talks about it, then that's when my expectation becomes higher for them. But there's some people, for example, I always say that, like you said, like, I don't expect a Chief Keef or 21 Savage or or Saweetie. I don't expect them to talk about politics, and that's why, like, for example, Lil Baby, I respect what he said. He was like, "Look, I made a song about what's going on currently, as far as it goes, for politics, Black Lives Matter movement, but I did what I had to do. That's my homework. I know my power, how I can influence the youth and all that. But that's it. I'm sticking to my lane. But I felt like I had to talk. I respect that. At
Yeah, I
least
respect
he knows his limit. So that's the way that I see it, and I feel like it's not fair to put all celebrities in one bus, because we always say that, yeah, but he has the power to influence people, but, like, no, not everybody is good to talk or, like, preach by example or whatever. No, like, and some celebrities, they keep it 100. There's a lot of celebrities, when they do interview, they ask him question about politics or whatever, they're like, no, I ain't trying to answer that.
Rihanna has said many times she's not a role model.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's interesting because I know we have some, like, as you said, there's different types of celebrities. There's some celebrities that are, as I call I don't want to be offensive, but they're like the talented ones that are famous for doing something. They sing, they rap, they act, they DJ, they have something that they do. And then there are people who are famous for being famous. Or the new type of famous, the influencers. There's a lot of these influencers getting in hot water for saying ridiculous things, and I think it's like there has to be some kind of standard, because I cannot put everybody in the same box. At some point, I can't just be canceling somebody for saying something stupid when I never really expected them to say anything smart. Like some people, I'm probably, like, I see headlines come out, I'm just going to ignore it, because it's like, why was this expected of this person in the first place? You know what I mean?
Yeah, and the other thing too, I think that we seem to forget all the time is, like, yo, they all human like us. Yes, it's good, like, okay, they out there, like, doing charities and everything or whatever, but at the end, like, they still fucking up every day. Just like us. So why should I be like, oh man, this dude, he just robbed? Okay, yeah, maybe that's the extreme side, but, like, okay, why should I be mad at him robbing or, like, talking in a way to someone or whatever? Like, we fucking up too sometimes, so it's all good. Like,
but where does the problem come from? Because it's like a chicken or the egg. So does the problem come from us for making these people this famous, or does it come from the media for feeding it to it? Like, it's like, where does it, is it the fans? Is it the people? Because some of it is out of control. And you look at stuff that happened to Britney, you look at that documentary, it's like, who did that? Whose fault is that?
Media, I think media, right? And
media.
the paparazzi or whatever, people that just invade into their privacy.
Mm-hmm.
But as an artist too, they have the option to be more private, and it's harder. But if
Mm-hmm.
you look at people like Sade, she's always kept a private life. Even Prince was very selective with interviews
Mm-hmm.
and with what he would share.
Mm-hmm.
He barely did any, for the fame that he was.
Mm-hmm.
So they can
That's
keep
true.
a certain level of privacy, if they want to. But the ones that I guess are more open about it, or like,
Can you do that this day and age? So like, and I love that you brought that up, because I can think of one artist who does that right now, which is Beyonce, but is different because she's already been established. Like now she doesn't have to give as many interviews or whatever. But for somebody, let's say, who is a newer celebrity, do they have the luxury of choosing to be private? Because it's like, who is going to be interested? Because that's why I was saying, like, who makes these rules? Because right now it's like and I say we as in a collective we, not us three here, but like we are asking for even more and more and more access. So it's like the more access that they give us, the more entitled we become, and thinking that we have like a say in their lives, which makes the media that much more entitled. Well, you are sharing this on social media, I can invade your space, your privacy, your home, etc.
that's true. It's harder with social media. It's harder in this day and age. But I guess as a celebrity, they have to just be mindful of, I guess, how they live their lives and how, you know, public, because the stuff that gets in the tabloids, most of it is just they're looking for things, right? They're looking for things to blow out of proportion or
Right.
to exploit, So it's hard.
So you're saying it's more like a balancing act that has to be done. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, again, I always say it, bring back media training, because I mean, there's definitely well, I guess that will only work for artists, but now since there's so many different types of famous, do have media training classes for influencers too. Like, let them know like how much to let people in, how, you know, what's the level, and how to like act in certain situations, because at the end of the day it does come with it. And knowing that it comes with it, it does come with a lot of great things that we talked about in the beginning. And you were saying how they can use that influence for a lot of positive things, which is great. I'm sure the money is great too. You know what I mean? Notoriety is great, and when it goes your way, that's great as well. But are those things, does it justify the means? And that's my question for you guys. And I'll answer as well at the end. Would you want to be famous? Like, okay, would you want to be Michael Jackson level fame?
I don't think. Yeah, I don't.
To be honest, it depends on your. It's a
Okay,
hard. Well, how can I say that? It's a hard question because it depends on your personality. I never been Michael Jackson famous, so I don't know what it
I don't
is.
think anybody.
I know from the
well,
outside.
like from what I see, it was a pretty intense. Like, people were passing out just by seeing him.
Yeah, but like I feel like it depends how you handle stuff. Like, to be honest, if I was a celebrity, I think I would be a Jay-Z type of celebrity. Yes, I'm out there, but like I'm keeping it cool. And I feel like there's some artists, it depends on your aura. If you have a certain aura that everybody knows, like, yo, you shouldn't fuck with that dude. Like, it should be to the point, like, even paparazzi should be like, oh man, you know what? I don't think it's a good idea to be in his face
Okay,
or whatever. That's how I feel it is with Jay-Z. Or you
that's
can be
true. He
like,
has a respect, right?
yeah, either a Jay-Z or man, I'm having a blank, but there's a celebrity all the time. I remember all the time we see him on TMZ, he's literally making jokes of the paparazzi. He's just chatting with them and all that, and being and just go in his car and he dip.
I have no idea who you're talking about, but that sounds
I
dope.
forgot his name, but like all the time you see him, he's always cracking jokes. Hey, by the way, how you doing? Oh, how's your family? Oh, okay, all right, cool. All right, so do you find all the celebrities? You found me? Oh, all right, too bad, but I'm leaving right now. Bye.
Absolutely. I do think it's a thing of like the more you're annoyed with them, the
Yeah.
more they will like, the more you feed into them, the more they will know that they can get on your nerves. Like Kanye, for a time, they knew they can get him hot. You know what I mean? So they would poke him until, you know, he broke stuff, and because they knew they're going to get a reaction out of him. So that makes a lot of sense. DJ Bles-sed?
It's either you keep it cool or you know how to flip the script. That's it. That's how I feel.
You just have to know how to keep it cool. You just have to know how to, you know.
Yo, absolutely.
Yeah.
But for you, Michael Jackson level fame, take it or leave it?
I would say leave it. But yeah.
You leaving it?
No,
I mean,
you wouldn't put your baby over the balcony and all that. No,
stop it. I still don't know why he did that. But
Nikki?
Michael, like, that's a big, like, for me, that's the most famous I can think of. Him and Lady Diana. I don't think it got bigger than that. I don't know. I might take a Solange level fame. Nah, I don't know. It's hard because I think of all the good. I was just thinking of all the good stuff I could do. Like, you know, you go and like like you could get invited to like UN meetings and all of this stuff just because off the strain of being Michael Jackson or like a person like that. But I don't want people in my business like that. So
yeah.
I think I would leave it. But it's a tougher decision for me than it seems to have been for you guys. But yeah, I would. I don't know. Unless I could find a way to like really be like off the grid, like however, like Frank Ocean. I don't know how Frank Ocean avoids like anybody seeing him do anything, but then I guess if you're like Frank Ocean, then you can't be Michael Jackson level famous because how can they access you?
But you know what's crazy with Frank, and I realized that by talking to a lot of people. Some of them don't even know how he looks.
That's true.
That's true.
In fact, everybody knows. Like we saw Michael Jackson as a kid with the afro to like.
Yeah, everybody knows what Michael Jackson looks like.
We
at any point in his life. Yes.
Yeah, but there's some artists we don't even know. There's some celebrities like even though their name is out there, their song is playing or whatever, or some people don't even know how they look. Frank,
that's true.
Nobody knows how he looks.
I think I saw Frank Ocean like video once or live performance, and obviously I saw him in concert. Mm-hmm. But other than that, yeah,
he's low key, but he's still like super respected. Like a lot of people love his music. I think I wouldn't mind that. Maybe even a little more known than that. Again, like I said, I'm comfortable with Solange level fame. I don't know about Beyonce level. But her and Jay-Z seem to have gotten a good handle on their narrative. So they I don't know if they have a relationship with the paparazzi or something like that, but they seem to give them their space at least, or, you know.
Well, it's kind of out there in the same time too with the whole, you know, and then their music. But, you know, it gets part of being at that level of famous is that, you know, like, it's gonna get out there, right? Like the video, the Solange in the elevator.
Yeah, that was really awkward. Like, and that's the thing, because see, I respect that, because as a famous person, you have to know that yes, fighting in an elevator, it has public cameras. This is public fodder for anybody. They can like do whatever they want with it. However, you can choose how you react to it. And I like how she reacted to it. Some other celebrities would have been a whole big thing. You know what I mean? They would, it would have went on Instagram Live and like tried to explain and told everybody, get the F out of my business. I think Beyonce said one line about it in a song. Of course, sometime ish go down when there's $1 billion on an elevator. And that was the only thing I think I've ever heard her say about it.
And you see the difference. Like I always use that as an example because that's the most recent one, and the more and more the day goes by, the more she talk, I'm like, man, she needs to quit. Like Megan the Stallion,
Uh,
Uh,
you don't need to justify yourself. If he did it, let the court handle it. You don't need to answer to the fans. You don't need like to go on IG live all the time or do a Twitter post. Like, stop it.
hmm.
And as crazy as it sounds, allegedly Tory Lane, you don't see him talk. He's just moving, living his life. It's facts. Like
He talked about it. Didn't he release an album about it?
I'm not picking side or whatever, but like,
an IG live
just
too.
like yeah, actually, yeah, he did drop an album, but you don't see him on Twitter all the time doing posts or whatever. Megan, as soon as a fan talks, she talks all the time. Like, stop justifying yourself. Let it go. You're having a good time. Your album came out. You're doing features and all that. You're doing SNL. Like, why paying attention to like probably like bots, not even real people on Twitter?
Probably
IG.
bots. No,
Yeah,
well, you're right, but I actually at the end of the day, we can debate the concept of fame and what comes with it, what should be allowed, what should be said, but at the end of the day, I think that not only do the celebrities have a responsibility, the media has a responsibility, and the fans have a responsibility. And what needs to be remembered at the core of everything is that these are people, as Clarence said, they're also humans, so it's like it's easy to see them as like these super beings and that are untouchable and that have no feelings or no emotions or no and can't have reactions because that's the thing. You talk about Megan Thee Stallion versus a Beyonce, but you don't know that maybe she has a harder time holding things in, or maybe she's newer to this fame thing, right? So seeing a lot of people saying different things about her, maybe it's not easy to just let it roll off the way somebody who's more seasoned. So I try to take it as also think about the individual as well, and that not everybody is the same across the board.
but she's
Yeah,
managed by Rock Nation, so I'm just saying. But anyways.
I missed it.
He said because she got Rock Nation.
Now she's managed by Rock Nation, who's on top
Well,
JP. So I guess the team over there of management should be like, man, shut it. Stop replying. But
don't
anyways.
don't get me into the role of the label and the manager, but okay, don't get me into all that.
Yes.
However, first of all, before we close this off, DJ Bless, I gotta ask you, like, what do you have going on? Is there anything new that anybody should know about, or or just let people know where they can reach you if it's not new?
Oh, well, with the whole pandemic and everything, like pretty much I haven't really, to be honest. Like I have things that I wanna do with you guys,
Mhm.
that we still have to reschedule. I had a mixtape that came out recently, about a month ago now. Last December, my new Queens of Hip Hop tribute to female MCs,
Yes, yes.
basically 80s to late early 90s or 1990s, really specific, but but you'll know the jams and maybe there'll be some new
We
ones.
love those vibes. We love it.
Yeah, so that's the last latest mixtape, and I have another one that I'm gonna be doing soon that I should be getting on. And yeah, so I have a few other uh, online, uh, I guess, parties that I'm gonna be doing on Zoom. One
Oh, dope.
for this promoter in Winnipeg. It's actually called Rhythm and Brunch.
Yeah,
It was an event that they did like
man, this
before the
sounds cool.
pandemic. It would have a brother who was a chef who would cook for everybody, and then DJs would play R&B. Um, so that's going to be coming up in a week or so.
Okay,
And
dope.
then I have a mixtape that I'm doing for Brooklyn Radio, for this funk DJ in Cali. So it's going to be like sort of like Quiet Storm vibes, like slow jams, but like just and boogie funk. So that's going to be coming out as well. And then also for a UK DJ who does this mix show, 40 Minutes of Funk. So I'm going to be putting on another mixtape for that. So I have a lot of things that I have to do, but there's no like dates, but I just
Girl,
have
the
to get.
pandemic ain't stopped you one bit. Like, no, I mean, you
She's
wouldn't
up
even know
there.
you're in a panorama. Like this, you're doing great.
But those are all things that it's just been kind of push, but I'll be hopefully be getting all that stuff done soon.
Soon.
Yeah,
Dope.
soon.
And when can people keep up with you, social media wise?
So just pretty much, I'm just Instagram. Like, yeah, just Instagram. That's all I use. So DJ _ BLE S _ SED. So yeah, just follow me Instagram, and then posting all my things that I'm doing on my stories in Mexico, and actually I'm going to be putting out documenting my trip here. So I'm going to be putting out little episodes on YouTube soon. So
that's fun.
Everything I'm going to be doing here, I'm going to be looking for records, going to be digging, going to DJ out here too, and just have fun, maybe cook, and just go on a little adventure and share that with everyone.
Love it. Okay, well, I'm so glad that you're doing all that. We can't wait to have you back, because we gotta have you back. You're one of our faves for sure. And thank you so much for joining us for this week's Wind Down segment. Don't forget, you can listen to full episodes of Breakdown to Lowdown. Link is in the description, and we'll see you guys next week.
Yes, thanks guys. Thanks for having me.